Hey, so I got another video for you today, 2 in a row. Woo, I'm getting fancy. I wanted to talk a little bit about the change of the seasons with your sugar gliders, because a lot of people freak out about wintertime and, oh my gosh, how am I going to keep my babies warm? It's so cold outside. Well, use a little bit of common sense, because I don't know about you, but just because it's cold outside doesn't mean the temperature of your house is going to change. Generally speaking, people keep their homes between like 68 and 72 degrees year-round. That's why we have heaters for winter. That's why we have air conditioners for summer. So freaking out about cold temperatures outside doesn't really affect inside living animals. Just a thought. If you're concerned about your furnace breaking or something like that, that's when you need to start worrying. That happened to me a couple years ago. Luckily, we had gas in our home, so the electric went out. We were able to move the sugar glider cage into the kitchen and turn on the oven, open up the door, and that got some heat out into the room. I didn't put the cage like super duper close to the oven because I don't want anybody getting too hot. And then if you don't have gas and the electric goes out, how are you going to keep your sugar gliders warm? You can cover them with fleece blankets or regular blankets. Just make sure that there's not a whole lot of stitching against the cage that they could get to and get their nails caught in. So fleece is generally what is recommended, and that'll help hold in heat. Also blankies, little square pieces of fleece, probably about that big generally speaking. I'm using the word generally speaking a lot. So give them some blankies to cover up with. Make sure that you're using a double fleece lined pouch, which I don't actually have one close. So you've got you'll have your pouch, you'll have the inside and the outside, so it'll be like a couple layers. I don't have one close, believe it or not. It should be just a standard pouch that should have the separate layers, because they should all be seamless. Another thing is, a lot of people think that sugar gliders need heat rocks. Once they are weaned from their parents, they don't need an outside heating source. I don't know why that's a confusing thing for people. They don't have to worry about that in the wild, and actually if you take a look at their natural habitat in Australia, the temperatures can get in the 40s, which is actually pretty cold for what you would expect a sugar glider to be able to live in. So, they'll find a way to keep each other warm. They've got each other's body heat to keep warm, and they can regulate their own body temperature once they're, like I said, weaned from their parents. But it's also a good idea, use the fleece pouches to keep them warm. Give them blankies if you're afraid they're going to get cold. Use a cage cover just to be on the safe side. And if you're warm, they're warm. If you're cold, throw them an extra blankie in there. Not rocket science. I actually worry more about my sugar gliders in the summer than I do the winter. With the winter, you actually have warm air coming up into your house, which I like to be warm. So warm air coming into the house, that's no cause for concern for me. The only thing you really got to worry about with all that heat coming into your house is it dries out your air in your home. So you can notice that your glider's skin might be getting a little bit dry because their fur will start to crack and not look nice and smooth. It'll get crackly. So if you notice crackling skin or crackling fur on your sugar gliders in the wintertime, turn on a vaporizer or humidifier in the room for a couple of days. That ought to clear it up. If that doesn't clear it up, then it's more than likely you need to change your pouches because they're probably getting dirty, or you need to check diet, maybe get some fecals done to make sure that there's no cause for alarm. In the summer, like I said, that's whenever I'm more concerned about my gliders, because cold air is coming into the house. So I try to make sure that my cage isn't located anywhere near a cold air return or a vent that blows that cold, or in the winter, hot air into the house. I don't want anybody getting sick. That's happened before. I lost a glider. It was not fun. It was not okay taking care of a sick glider. and end up losing her in the end. It's just terrible. Look at Penelope. She's like falling asleep here. So keep the cage, you know, a good distance away from there so they're not getting a cold draft in the summer. Also, if you're worried, you know, some people like to keep their houses a lot colder than 68 degrees. If you're worried about it, again, like I said, give them extra blankets, give them a cage cover. No big deal. So I hope that answered some concerns and questions. Here's Penelope. A lot of times my babies are sleeping whenever I'm doing a video, so you guys get to see Penelope today. Hi, look at Penelope. Say hi, Penelope. Just being a good little girl. Say hi. Look at my sweet girl. Hello. Oh, she's a good little girl. Yep, this is bonding time for us. It's about midnight right now. I usually do my videos like 12, 1, sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning. And they're usually bouncing around. She's just kind of calm right now. Yeah, it's almost 12:30, midnight. And this should be playtime for us right now. She's just kind of chilling there, hanging out. So anyways, I hope that answers some questions, maybe concerns that anybody would have had about sugar water staying warm in the winter. I don't find it a concern. My biggest concern is them getting sick in the summer with all the cold air. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything at all, comment section below. Other than that, see you later. Bye. Say bye-bye. Bye.